See multiple tornadoes, scattered damaging winds and hail, flash flooding, another fire hazard, and also extreme heat. Good morning, I'm meteorologist Pew. Today is August 8th, 2025. Today we have a slight risk, or a 2 out of 5 in the Midwest, and that includes the eastern side of the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. We also have a marginal risk throughout these areas in the eastern Rockies and also northern Michigan. And what this entails is that we have a 5% chance to see tornadoes, especially in central Minnesota. And we also have a 50% chance to see damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and maybe large hail from 1 to 2 inches in diameter. The Weather Prediction Center has also issued a slight risk, or a 2 out of 4, mostly in northern Minnesota. Any rain that has been happening this morning will dissipate throughout the afternoon, and we're going to see another wave of storms around 23Z or 6 p.m. Central Time starting in the Dakotas, and it will travel eastward. Most of the rainfall is going to occur in Minnesota and Wisconsin. We may see an additional 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. For northern Michigan, we may see isolated cells around 6 p.m. Central Time as well. And for the eastern Rockies, we may see something around 4 p.m. Central Time or 3 p.m. Mountain Time. For the tropics, I wouldn't be concerned of any major storms, but that low pressure that has formed off the southeast, it is in alignment with the stationary front that's producing constant storms in these areas, and I would anticipate 1 to 2 inches of rainfall or maybe 3 inches in isolated places. And again, for the west, we have a critical fire risk, or a 2 out of 3, and an elevated fire risk around that. And we also have isolated dry thunderstorms overlapping some of these areas. Looking at 500 millibars and midway through the troposphere, we have a negatively tilted trough, and basically what that means is the axis of this base of the trough is leaning towards the east, and in general, negatively tilted troughs bring the most potential when it comes to severe weather. But that's as of this morning, and throughout the day, this negative tilted trough is going to become more broader and weaker. And this trough is going to bring 4 things for us. 1, it's going to bring decent shear, which is going to tilt those updrafts and prolong those storms. 2, it's going to add vorticity or spin, and that's going to help with the updrafts, but also with the upward motion. 3, it's going to bring colder air aloft, which is going to help with the lapse rate. So any rising air parcels in these areas, because the difference in temperature, it's going to make the air parcels rise faster. And 4, negative tilted troughs are usually in alignment with a mature low pressure, which we do see at the surface. Looking at the west, we still have presence of that anticyclonic flow or clockwise flow, and that's still going to be bringing in dry air aloft into the west. And in addition to that, it's still recycling that mid-level moisture in the Four Corners area, which is going to help aid with those dry thunderstorms. And with all that said, if we look at the wind speed, we can see that we have really great shear from Utah, Wyoming, and Colorado, and this is going to be good for mixing the boundary layers between the surface and the mid-levels, because it's going to promote both sinking and rising motion. So if we take a look at satellite imagery, we can see that we have clear skies in the west, and that's going to help with diurnal heating, more surface heating, which is going to help with the buoyancy because warm air rises. And with the mixing of the dry air aloft to the surface, we're going to have relative humidities in the single digits, and also wind speeds from 20 to 25 miles per hour. And we may also see wind gusts from 30 to 45 miles per hour. Looking at the plains in the Midwest, we have clear skies, and that's going to help with the surface heating. And we know that we have a low pressure going at the surface or somewhere around the plains. And this is bringing in southerly flow, which is pulling in that warm, moist air from the south to the Midwest to the northern plains. And this is exactly why we're going to see a heat wave, especially in the plains, where we're going to see heat indexes even up to 110. And that's why we may